Immunity, Part 1. This is a very simplified version of immunity. The first line of defense against invaders is the skin, the mucous membranes, the tears. They prevent invaders or microbes from entering the body, or in case of the tears, they try to wash them away. The second line is the inflammatory response, and the third line is the immune response. Now let's talk a little bit about organs of the immune system. We're going to talk about the lymphatic system here first. The lymph system is made up of central organs and peripheral organs. The central organs are the bone marrow and the thymus. In these, the T cells and the B cells are produced and developed. And remember, the T and B cells are forms of white blood cells. The peripheral organs are the spleen, lymph nodes, and lymphoid tissues. Now, the spleen also produces some lymphocytes, and the lymph tissues are the tonsils, the Peyer's patches, and the appendix. Lymphocytes aggregate there, and they're just waiting to do their job. They're waiting to be called on. The T and B lymphocytes have trapped the antigens. They've done this through the phagocytosis. So these particular lymphocytes take the antigens that are inside them being digested into the lymph system, where they meet the antibodies, and these antibodies finish the process of destroying the antigen. Much of the action takes place in the lymph nodes, which are spread throughout the body. When they are full of the antigens and the antibodies, they become swollen and palpable. Okay, here are the different lines of immune defense. We have the innate and the adaptive lines of immune defense, and we're going to go through these right now. Now, innate immunity is nonspecific. That means it attacks any microbe that is not part of itself. Some people call this non-self. They're always present and they're always working. They're present in all healthy newborns and adults. This is the very rapid and early response. The body does not need to have been exposed to these microbes before. They just recognize them as non-self and go out and try and destroy them. Now, this innate immunity involves the inflammatory process, the skin and mucous membrane barriers, the phagocytes, the plasma proteins, and the normal body flora. That means the germs that are normally in the body that help the body to stay healthy and to function properly. Innate immunity, it works to prevent microbes from entering and spreading through the body. They are always on the lookout for invaders. It's the rapid response team. Regardless of the foe, they're going to go out there and try and get rid of it. As opposed to that is adaptive immunity, aka also known as acquired immunity. It attacks specific microbes, specific antigens, and it develops only after exposure to the specific antigen. So it takes a while for this to develop. It is not an immediate response. Now, the first in this section is passive immunity, but that one really doesn't develop. It's passed on to a person from someone else. Antibodies are passed to specific diseases, and they come from mother to fetus through the placenta and from injections. A lot of those are vaccinations. And remember, this is not permanent. Specific immunities, if it's going to be passed from mother to fetus, it has to be something that the mother is making antibodies to. So it's not just everything in general. When a baby is born, it's not immune to everything, just what the mother is immune to and has passed to the fetus. The second type is humoral immunity, and this one really is an acquired immunity. The B lymphocytes, and it's associated with antibodies, such as immunoglobulins, immunoglobulin A, immunoglobulin E, all those other ones. And it also entails memory cells. So the B lymphocytes, we're talking about the antibodies, and we're talking about memory cells. Memory cells remember from one exposure to the next to a particular disease. These memory cells and antibodies are made by the body in response to the presence of a specific germ. They're made specifically for the invading organism. They take a while to make. The body remembers how to make them and will make them quicker the next time the invader invades the body. Now, the humoral response, that's the B team, I remember these guys. That's the memory cells. I remember these guys. I know specifically how to attack them. And they call to the immunoglobulins. Come on, get out there. The B cells are saying, come on, immunoglobulins, immunoglobulin A, immunoglobulin E, immunoglobulin G, whichever one. Get out there and tie up, bind to these specific antibodies. They don't really tie them up, they bind to them. That means when they bind to them, then the antigen can't work. Lastly, we've got cell-mediated immunity, and that's the T cells. They can also destroy antigens, and they also stimulate the B lymphocytes to do their job. So, it's cell-mediated immunity. Without the T lymphocytes, the cell-mediated immunity doesn't work, and the humoral immunity doesn't function well because it's not getting the call from the T cells to get out there and do their job. So here's the T team, the cell-mediated team, calling the B lymphocytes. We need you to come and help us. The T cells are doing their job, but they're also calling out to the B cells, saying, hey, we need some reinforcements. Come and help us. The cell-mediated response: stimulate beta cells and destroy the antigens. So here's another copy of the chart if you need to look at it again. Lastly, let's talk about the adaptive immune response. Remember those memory cells. The primary response of the adaptive system takes time, and it might not be a very strong response. However, the secondary response is more rapid. That's the second or the third or the fourth time the body comes in contact with a specific germ, and it is usually a stronger response.